You can just wait a minute. 1 second.
Yep.
Hari Om Tanda.
Hari Om Dalli.
You can unmute yourself and start.
Thank you. Om. ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं चैव ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। अथ श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता अथ अष्टादशोऽध्यायः मोक्षसंन्यासयोगः। अर्जुन उवाच संन्यासस्य महाबाहो तत्त्वमिच्छामि वेदितुं त्यागस्य च हृषीकेश पृथक् केशिनिषूदन। श्रीभगवानुवाच काम्यानां कर्मणां न्यासं सन्न्यासं कवयो विदुः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं प्राहुत्यागं विचक्षणाः चाद्यं दोषवदित्येके कर्म प्राहुर्मनीषिणः यज्ञदानतपः कर्म न त्याज्यमिति चापरे निश्चयं शृणु मे तत्र त्यागे भरतसत्तमा त्यागो हि पुरुषव्याघ्र त्रिविधः सम्प्रकीर्तितः यज्ञदानतपः कर्म न त्याज्यं कार्यमेव तत् यज्ञो दानं तपश्चैव पावनानि मनीषिणाम् एतान्यपि तु कर्माणि संगं त्यक्त्वा फलानि च कर्तव्यानीति मे पार्थ निश्चितं मतमुत्तमम् नियतस्य तु सन्न्यासः कर्मणो नोपपद्यते मोहात् तस्य परित्यागः तामसः परिकीर्तितः दुःखमित्येव यत्कर्म कायक्लेशभयात् त्यजेत् सकृत्वा राजसं त्यागं नैव त्यागफलं लभेत् कार्यमित्येव यत्कर्म नियतं क्रियते अर्जुन संगं त्यक्त्वा फलं चैव सत्यागः सात्विको मतः न द्वेष्ट्य कुशलं कर्म कुशलेनानुषज्यते त्यागी सत्त्वसमाविष्टः मेधावी छिन्न संशयः न हि देहभृतां शक्यं त्यक्तुं कर्माण्यशेषतः यस्तु कर्मफलत्यागी सत्यागीत्यभिधीयते अनिष्टमिष्टं मिश्रं च त्रिविधं कर्मणः फलं भवत्यत्यागिनां प्रेत्य न तु सन्न्यासिनां क्वचित् पञ्चैतानि महाबाहो कारणानि निबोध मे सांख्ये कृतान्ते प्रोक्तानि सिद्धये सर्वकर्मणाम् अधिष्ठानं तथा कर्ता करणं च पृथग्विधम् विविधाश्च पृथक् चेष्टा दैवं चैवात्र पञ्चमम् शरीरवाङ्मनोभिर्यत् कर्म प्रारभते नरः न्याय्यं वा विपरीतं वा पञ्चैते तस्य हेतवः तत्रैवं सति कर्तारम् आत्मानं केवलं तु यः पश्यत्याकृतबुद्धित्वात् न स पश्यति दुर्मतिः यस्य नाहं कृतो भावो बुद्धिर्यस्य न लिप्यते हत्वापि स इमान् लोकान् न हन्ति न निबध्यते ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं परिज्ञाता त्रिविधा कर्म चोदना करणं कर्म कर्तेति त्रिविधः कर्म संग्रहः ज्ञानं कर्म च कर्ता च त्रिधैव गुणभेदतः प्रोच्यते गुणसङ्ख्याने यथा वच्छृणुतान्यपि सर्वभूतेषु येनैकं भावमव्ययमीक्षते अविभक्तं विभक्तेषु तज्ज्ञानं विद्धि सात्विकम् पृथक्त्वेन तु यज्ञानं नानाभावान् पृथग्विधान् वेत्ति सर्वेषु भूतेषु तज्ज्ञानं विद्धि राजसम् यत्तु कृष्णवदेकस्मिन् कार्ये सक्तमहैतुकम् अतत्त्वार्थवदल्पं च तत्तामसमुदाहृतम् नियतं सङ्गरहितम् अरागद्वेषतः कृतम् अफलप्रेप्सुना कर्म यत्तत् सात्विकमुच्यते यत्तु कामेप्सुना कर्म साहङ्कारेण वा पुनः क्रियते बहुलायासं तद्राजसमुदाहृतम् अनुबन्धं क्षयं हिंसाम् अनवेक्ष च पौरुषम् मोहादारभ्यते कर्म यत्तत्तामसमुच्यते. Brahmara, you can take over. Up to 50.
Okay. Mukta naham vadi dhrutyutsaha samanvitaha siddhya siddhyo nirvikaraha karta satvika uchyate ragi karma phala prepsuhu lubdho himsatmako shuchihi harsha shokanvitah karta rajasah parikirtitaha अयुक्तः प्राकृतस्तब्धः शठो नैष्कृतिको लसः विषादी दीर्घसूत्री च कर्ता तामस उच्यते बुद्धेर्भेदं धृतेश्चैव गुणतस्त्रिविधं शृणु प्रोच्यमानमशेषेण पृथक्त्वेन धनञ्जय प्रवृत्तिं च निवृत्तिं च कार्याकार्ये भयाभये बन्धं मोक्षं च या वेत्ति बुद्धिः सा पार्थ सात्विकी यया धर्ममधर्मं च कार्यं चाकार्यमेव च अयथावत् प्रजानाति बुद्धिः सा पार्थ राजसी अधर्मं धर्ममिति या मन्यते तमसावृता सर्वार्थान् विपरीतांश्च बुद्धिः सा पार्थ तामसी धृत्या यया धारयते मनः प्राणेन्द्रियः क्रियाः योगेनाव्यभिचारिण्या धृतिः सा पार्थ सात्विकी यया तु धर्मकामार्थान् धृत्या धारयतेऽर्जुन प्रसंगेन फलाकांक्षी धृतिः सा पार्थ राजसी यया स्वप्नभयं शोकं विषादं मदमेव च न विमुञ्चति दुर्मेधा धृतिः सा पार्थ तामसी सुखं त्विदानीं त्रिविधं शृणु मे भरतर्षभा अभ्यासाद् रमते यत्र दुःखान्तं च निगच्छति यत्तदग्रे विषमिव परिणामे मृतोपमं तत्सुखं सात्विकं प्रोक्तम् आत्मबुद्धिप्रसादजम् विषयेन्द्रियसंयोगात् तत्तदग्रे मृतोपमं परिणामे विषमिव तत्सुखं राजसंस्मृतम् यदग्रे चानुबन्धे च सुखं मोहनमात्मनः निद्रालस्य प्रमादोत्थं तत्तामसमुदाहृतम् न तदस्ति पृथिव्यां वा दिवि देवेषु वा पुनः सत्वं प्रकृतिजैर्मुक्तं यदेभिः स्यात् त्रिभिर्गुणैः ब्राह्मणक्षत्रियविशां शूद्राणां च परन्तप कर्माणि प्रविभक्तानि स्वभावप्रभवैर्गुणैः शमोदमस्तपः शौचं क्षान्तिरार्जवमेव च ज्ञानं विज्ञानमास्तिक्यं ब्रह्मकर्म स्वभावजं शौर्यं तेजो धृतिर्दाक्ष्यं युद्धे चाप्यपलायनं दानमीश्वरभावश्च क्षात्रं कर्म स्वभावजं कृषिगौरक्ष्यवाणिज्यं वैश्यकर्म स्वभावजं परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजं स्वे स्वे कर्मण्यभिरतः संसिद्धिं लभते नरः स्वकर्मनिरतः सिद्धिं यथा विन्दति तच्छृणु यतः प्रवृत्तिर्भूतानां येन सर्वमिदं ततं स्वकर्मणा तमभ्यर्च्य सिद्धिं विन्दति मानवः श्रेयान् स्वधर्मो विगुणः परधर्मात् स्वनुष्ठितात् स्वभावनियतं कर्म कुर्वन्नाप्नोति किल्बिषम् सहजं कर्म कौन्तेय सदोषमपि न त्यजेत् सर्वारम्भा हि दोषेण धूमेनाग्निरिवावृताः असक्तबुद्धिः सर्वत्र जितात्मा विगतस्पृहः नैष्कर्म्यसिद्धिं परमां सन्न्यासेनाधिगच्छति सिद्धिं प्राप्तो यथा ब्रह्म तथाप्नोति निबोध मे समासेनैव कौन्तेय निष्ठा ज्ञानस्य या परा हरि ओम you are muted Nana
44th verse please.
कृषिगौरक्ष्यवाणिज्यं वैश्यकर्म स्वभावजं परिचर्यात्मकं कर्म शूद्रस्यापि स्वभावजम्.
This is where we stop. Thank you. This is where we stopped yesterday. Krishi Gauraksha Vanijyam Vaishyakarma Swabhavajam Paricharyatmakam Karma Shudrasyapi Swabhavajam. All these are ordained through the Vedas and through Bhagavad Gita based on the Swabhava of people. Swabhava of people, okay? Brahmana Kshatriya Visham Shudranam cha Parantapa Karmani Pravibhaktani Swabhava Prabhavaihi Gunaihi. That was mentioned in the 41st verse, I think. Then afterwards, the karmas which are ordained through the Vedas for Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras, these are highlighted. And all these are required to be done. Why they are required to be done? For two reasons. For self-development, number one. Number two, for the community development, for the dharma anushtanam. When you conform to the law which is from Ishvara, all kinds of laws are from Ishvara. The Vedokta dharmas are from Ishvara. If you conform to what Ishvara is asking you to conform to, then you will be a successful participant in the Dharma Rakshana, number one, and in the community development. The country, the community of which you belong, it will be harmonious. There will not be any disharmony. There will not be any problems at all. For the people who are to govern the rest of the populace, they will be happy. Everything will go on very, very smoothly. Swakarmana tamabhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha is going to be the next verse. Krushi Gauraksha Vanijam. Why are all these required to be done? Because you have to make an advancement in yourself. Self-development is required. And doing whatever karmas are ordained for you, which are based on your Swabhava Janitam attitude, okay? Your pursuits in life have been ordained, and these are the actions you are required to do. When you do that, that is equivalent to conforming to Karma Yoga Anushtanam. That will have a Siddhi. Siddhi is what? Not moksha. Siddhi is what? Antakarna Shuddhi is the Siddhi.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. That is going to be talked of in the next few verses. Yeah, next verse, please. 45. Not only that, in the Atma Bodha, I think one verse which we have covered, Nanopadhigata Deva, Nanopadhivasha Deva, Jati Varnashramadaya, Atmani Aropita Sarve, Atmani Aropita Stoye, Rasagandhadi Bedavat. Rasavarnadi Bedavat, how we superimposed on water, Rasavarnadi Bedavat, so to all these. Jati Varnashramadayaha, Jati, he belongs to Bharata Jati, he belongs to African Jati, etc. Jati, Varna Ashrama, Varna Ashrama, these are two separate. Varnas are Brahmana, Kshatriya, Visham, and Ashramas are the four ashramas, Brahmacharya, Grihastha, and Vanaprastha, Sannyasa. These Varnashramadayaha, all these Nanopadhigata Deva, because of the Veda in the Upadhis, Jati Varnashramadayaha, Atmani Aropitaha, they are superimposed on Atma. In all these, in no matter what Jati you belong to, no matter what Varna you belong to, no matter what Ashrama you are conforming to, no matter, you are Atma and everybody else is. Everybody else is the same Atma, not a different Atma. It's the same Yatha Akashavat. In so many pots, Yatha Akashavat. It's the same Akasha which is in all the pots. So too, it's the same Atma obtaining in all the Upadhis. Nanopadhi Vashadeva Jati Varnashramadayaha Atmani Aropitaha Toye Rasavarnadi Bhedavat. And this must be accepted. As long as we are Ajnanis, we must accept that Jagat is at least apparently real. And in the apparently real Jagat, there are some laws which we are required to confirm without a marma. without a murmur, knowing that you are not just this upadhi. You are not just upadhi of a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Parantu aham Brahmayeva, aham Ishvaraha, aham Brahmasmi. And these are all the Veda Vakyas. And Veda Vakyas, these are the inputs to you for you to ultimately be that. Ultimately recognize that you are that. And all these karmas are required to be done with a view for you to attain to that glorious state. Then where is the murmur? Where is the need for conflict? Then there will be total acceptance. That total acceptance is required for you to go forward. Next verse, please. The total acceptance is not a matter of blind belief and absolute willingness to abide by what the Shastra Vakya. No. You are welcome to be logical. You are welcome to use your yukti, your reasoning, etc. Even for your reasoning, if you consider the verses in the Atma Bodha, Nanopadi Vashadeva, when you are understanding that, when you have understood that and come forward for the 18th chapter, then you must know the veracity of the statement in the 44th verse, 43rd verse, 42nd verse, etc. Brahmana Kshatriya Visham Shudranam cha parantapa karmani pravibhaktani swabhava prabhavair gunaihe. Because of the swabhava of the people, they are born with sahajam. Now the 46th, huh? Hey, 45 was not covered, Brahmara. 45 go there? Yeah, correct. 44th is that Krishi Gauraksha Vanijam. Yeah, correct. 45 is Swe Karmanyabhi. Yeah, Swe Karmanyabhirataha Samsiddhim Labate Naraha Swakarma Nirata Siddhim Yatha Vindati Tachruno. Hey Arjuna Shruno. Swe Karmani, in their own respective duties, in his own duty. Abhirataha, who is totally involved very willfully, very lovingly, very sincerely. That is, it is not as though a soldier will conform to the commander's word. No, it's not just. It is with a conviction that is going to be Shreyodayakam for you. It is with understanding that this is a hitavakyam from Bhagavan Krishna. That with that understanding, Swe karmani abhirataha, in their own duties, in his own duty, abhirataha, who is totally involved. The totally involved is that, like the mother is totally involved, abhirataha, in bringing up the child. Abhirataha, in bringing up the child. Is there any compulsion on the part of the mother to bring up the child? If the child cries, is it not the mother who runs to console the child and remove the cause for the anguish on the part of the child? That is abhirataha. Abhirataha is that, the total commitment to do a thing willfully, very lovingly, very honestly, who is totally involved. Naraha, the person, okay? Samsiddhim, the success. The success is what? Antakarana Shuddhi. The success is not moksha. Can anybody tell me why this success is not moksha?
This is all karma janitam. So karma cannot liberate
Exactly. Very right. Very right. Na karmana, na prajaya, dhane na, chage naike, amrutatva manashuho. That should not be forgotten. This karma yoga anushtana gives you siddhi. And that siddhi is what? Your success in your pursuit. And that success is antakarana shuddhi, and the requisite preparedness in the mind, which will qualify you for jnana samupadhyana. That is the meaning that siddhi means. Samsiddhim, that success, labhate, he gains, he obtains. Swakarma nirataha, the one who is devoted to one's own duty. The same thing is repeated here. Swe karmane abhirataha and swakarma nirataha, they mean the same. Swakarma nirataha, the one who is devoted to his own duty. Only thing is here, the devoted is mentioned here. Abhirataha, same thing, nirataha. Swakarma nirata siddhim yatha, how siddhim, the success, vindati, he obtains, he finds, tat, that, shruno Arjuna, listen to that. A man who delights in his own duty gains a success. Listen to how one devoted to his own duty finds a success.
Hari Om Nanaji.
Hari Om.
So grace is different from siddhi.
Which one? Grace, huh?
The English word grace is something that the divine showers on you. And siddhi is obtained because of your unalloyed karma yoga. Is that how it is?
Exactly.
Okay.
But
thank you.
Here, wait a minute. Sumaji,
yes,
here
Nanaji.
in this context, in Sumaji, you know who spoke?
Yes.
Yeah. In this context, siddhi means the success in karma yoga anusthana. That siddhi means the antakarana shuddhi. In this context, not that in every other sloka, siddhi means antakarana shuddhi. No, it depends on the context.
Okay.
Like in some slokas, Atma means the Deha Eva, Sthola Deha. Atmas, in some slokas, it means the Karmendriyas. In some other sloka, Jnanendriyas. In some other sloka, the Antakarana. It depends on the context.
Okay.
So Siddhi here means
thank you.
The success in the Anushtana of Karma Yoga, which is Antakarana Shuddhi. A man who delights in his own duty gains a success. Listen to how one devoted to his own duty finds success. And devotion to one's duty is what? Is it karma or jnanam?
Actually,
both.
No. It can't be both. It is only karma. Only thing is karma is done with the understanding it is going to be beneficial to him. Shastra vihita karma, Krishna Bhagavan vihita karma. It is going to be a hitavakyam for you because you are Arjuna. You have sought that kind of a shreyas for yourself. That hitavakyam you have as though prayed from Bhagavan Krishna, and Bhagavan Krishna is giving you this. When he is giving you this, you will be fine, you will be unsuccessful as a Shishya if you keep on questioning Krishna Bhagavan time and again. Not that with a blind belief you must follow what he says. You are welcome to use your understanding, use your yukti, use your anubhava, use your logic, and be convinced that what Bhagavan Krishna says is true. And with that understanding, if you want to call that jnanam, that is different. With that understanding, you are doing the duty. Okay, Brahmara?
Yeah.
All right. Now, this is the Karma Yoga. This is, see that like what I said, 18th chapter is the summing up of what all happened in the earlier chapters. So Karma Yoga is being restated in a different way. Same thing is going to be mentioned in the 46th up to the 50th verse, I think. Yataha pravrittir bhutanam ena sarvamidam tatam Swakarmana tamabhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. That siddhim again is antakarna shuddhi. Okay? Yataha pravrittihi bhutanam. Yataha pravrittihi bhutanam means, yataha means from where. Taking what as the cause, from where means having which as the cause, from where. Pravrittihi bhutanam. Bhutanam pravrittihi is mentioned here, the creation of beings. Yena, because of which karanam, yena, by whom, sarvam idam, all this. All this means all this jagat. All this jagat, some parts of it known to you, some not known to you. Most of it not known to you, but that is also jagat. Sarvam idam tatam, it is totally pervaded. Sarvam idam tatam, yatha akashaha tatam. Akasha, there is no place in the entire jagat which is not tatam by akasha. Can you accept that? You don't require a blind belief here. You can use your judgment and accept it. That is not the Atma Jnanam. That is a kind of an understanding. Yes, this is true. I can see it myself. I can see it myself. In the earth, which is in and through the earth, there is Akasha. In the sun, there is Akasha. Akasha means space. And in all the nebulae, there is Akasha. In the Milky Way, there is Akasha. In the distant galaxies, there is Akasha. In my mind, there is Akasha. I am completely full of Akasha. I, as a solar Shariri, is full of Akasha. All this is to be understood, and you can easily understand that. With that understanding, you conform to what is said in the Gita and in the Veda Vakyas. Yena sarvamidam tatam swakarmana, through one's own duty. What is that one's own duty? One's own duty was mentioned. Brahmana kshatriya visham shudranam cha parantapa karmani pravibhaktani swabhava prabhavair gunaihi. Brahmana, what is the duty? Shamo damas tapa kshantihi. Jnanam vijnanam astikyam brahma karma swabhavajam. That is the karma ordained for the Brahmana, and that is based on the swabhava. And for the Kshatriya, shauryam tejo dhrutidakyam yuddhe chapi apalayanam danam ishvara bhavascha kshatram karma swabhavajam. That is the ordained duty for the Kshatriya. He shall conform to that. And when he conforms to that, siddhim vindati manavaha, he will obtain success. That success is having a prepared mind for the Atma Jnana to take place. Siddhim vindati manavaha. So too, for the Vaishya and Shudra, what was mentioned? Krushi gaurakshavanijyam Vaishya karma swabhavajam paricharyatmakam karma Shudrasyapi swabhavajam. Okay? See, Krishna Bhagavan has mentioned all these things. Can somebody mention what Varna Krishna Bhagavan conforms to? What is his Varna?
He is
Vaishya, Nanaji?
no, Kshatriya actually.
Kshatriya,
Because he was born of
Kshatriya.
Actually, both are accepted. Both are accepted. Intrinsically, he is a Kshatriya because he is the grandson of Shurasena, who was a prince. He may not have been a king. Shurasena was a prince. Why he may not have been a king, I said? Because he belonged to the Yadava community, and Yadavas have been cursed by Yayati earlier. Yadu was his son, who refused to part with his youth, okay, to Yayati for enjoying life. So he cursed Yadu and a few others also. Some 4 of his sons were cursed by Yayati. And one son who was born to Sharmishta, he has conformed to what Yayadi requested, and he was blessed. And the entire Mahabharata clan is from there. Krishna Bhagavan belonged to the Yadu clan. So his grandfather, father, they were not kings, but they were princes. They were Kshatriyas, all right. Krishna Bhagavan was the son of Vasudeva, who was the son of Shurasena. From that point of view, he is a Kshatriya. But immediately after his birth, on the same day he was born, he was transported by Vasudeva to where? Gokula. And in the Gokula, he became Nandanandana, Yashudeva Nandana. No, not Yashudeva Nandana, Yashoda Nandana, Nandanandana, Gokula Nandana, like that. And from that upbringing point of view, he belongs to the Vaishya Varnam. Because Nanda was doing what? Krushi Gauraksha Vanijyam he was doing, and that is Vaishya Karma Swabhavajam. So he was reared by Nanda and Yashoda, who were essentially Vaishyas. So he was the Vaishya Nandana. He was intrinsically a Kshatriya, okay? Leave that. Now, Yatat Prabhutit Bhutanam, Ena Sarvamidam Tatam, Swakarmana Tamabhyacha, Siddhim Vindati Manavaha. Like I said, there are a few verses in the Gita which attracted extensive bhashya by Shankaracharya. This is one verse, and the next, some 2-3 verses also, extensive bhashyas. You kindly read that. You will be immensely benefited, and your sense of reasoning also will improve. And the type of questions which you have been asking right through these 8-9 months, which have been very, very rich and meaningful, they will become more so if you keep on reading the PDF document in respect of all these verses. Yata pravrittir bhutanam, ena sarvamidam tatam, swakarmana tamabhyarcha, siddhim vindati manavaha. Through one's own duty, worshipping him, from whom is the creation of the beings. That means creation of the beings, from whom is the Jagat, by whom all this is pervaded. That Jagat which is entirely pervaded by him. That tam abhyarcha, worshipping him. How worshipping him? Not with flowers, not with dhupa, deepa, naivedyam, etc. None of those is required. Swakarmana tam abhyarcha, doing the ordained duty for you. That is a worship for him. Swakarmana tam abhyarcha, siddhim vindati manavaha. The human being gains success, which is a tremendous preparation of the mind for Atma Jnanam. In this context, there is a story in the Mahabharata, which I thought I'll mention. There was a sadhaka born into a karma yogi's family. And when he was of age, became a youth, he had a lot of compulsion to do tapas and things like that. His parents were aged. And this fellow, his name is Kaushika. This fellow thought it fit to go away from being the son of those parents, from Grihastha. He said, I will go do my tapas, and said tata bye-bye to parents, went away into the forest, went on doing a lot of penance. And he was successful in the penance. And as he was progressing, one day he was meditating on what he was doing, some contemplation. That is part of his tapas. Then on his head, he was sitting under a tree. On the tree branches, there was a couple of cranes. One of the cranes deposited its excretion on his head. Okay? This fellow got annoyed. And this Kaushika simply turned his head up and looked at the crane. And the crane simply dropped dead. Dropped dead. Then he really prided himself. Ah, my tapas is bearing fruit. I have got a tremendous power now. By my mere look, this crane is no more now. So I will keep on doing this kind of a tapas for gaining more success and things like that. Then he was feeling hungry. He has taken to the kind of a vanaprastha ashrama, etc. And he has gone for bhiksha. Then he has gone for bhiksha. This happened in Varanasi, I believe. And he went to a place. He said, Bhavati bhiksham dehi. And the Gruhini said, I'm coming, please wait. Please wait. And he went on waiting. When he went on waiting, that Gruhini came after a long time. After a long time means maybe about 45 minutes to an hour. Then this fellow was looking very red in his eyes, and his entire face was blood red. He looked at that lady, and that lady looked at him and smiled and said, Hey Kaushika, see that? This lady does not know the name of that person who has come to her house and who said, Bhavati Bhiksham Dehi. She said, Hey Kaushika, don't you think I am that crane? My God, this fellow Kaushika was wonderstruck. How did this lady know my name, and how did she know what I did in the forest? Then he begged to know. Then she said, I have asked you to wait, and you are given to this kind of a vanaprastham. You are required to have some shanti in yourself, which you totally lack. Because of that, you have unwisely put that crane to death. This is not becoming of you a sadhaka. You are doing tapas and all that for what? What is a wasteful tapas is this? And she said, I was attending to my husband who required my attention, and after finishing my chores, daily chores in respect of him, I have come to give you bhiksha. And she gives bhiksha, and he asks, please teach me the niceties of life, living a noble life. Then she says, this I'm telling you, I'm giving you this narration from Mahabharata. She directs him to some yonder city and says, there you will find the name of the person is Dharma Vyadha. Vyadha is what? Vyadha is like a mountain dweller. Kiratakaha. Kiratakaha means one who lives on killing animals and living by that, etc. Dharma Vyadha. Dharma is what? Righteous. Righteous Kiratakaha. Okay, that is the name. He is the one who is my guru. He will teach you, you go there. This fellow Kaushika goes there. And going there, it's not an easy thing. No trains, no planes, no tanga and things like that. So he goes on foot, and he was totally tired by the time he goes there. It was noon hour. The scorching sun was there up above, and he approaches Dharmavyadha. Dharmavyadha is busy in his own duties. What is the duty? He will be chopping meat, some kind of a mamsam he will be chopping and selling, etc. And the entire place is giving a lot of foul smell. And this fellow is Kaushika is a Brahmana who has not even touched in an egg in his life. And this foul smell he could not stand. He somehow managed. And the Dharmavyadha has seen him and said, did that lady send you here? That Dharmavyadha asked him, my God, this fellow is again wonderstruck. How did this Dharmavyadha, who is employed in some inauspicious work. That's what he thinks, inauspicious work. How did he come to know that that lady has sent me to him? Then he says, I know the lady. She's a very, very blessed lady. And we have discussed a lot of things together. I don't mind discussing with you, but please wait. And that please wait went on up to say 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And afterwards, this Dharmavyada takes him home and gives him argyam, padyam, etc., makes him comfortable and gives him a lot of food. And those days, you see this, he was partaking of food, a Brahmana, in a Dharmavyada's house, in a butcher's house. He gives very, very precious food to him, which is very pious, which is very, very clean. And he says, you please eat your food. I will come in half an hour. And he vanishes. He attends to his parents who are old aged. He attends to his parents and then comes back. Then he starts teaching him. This Kaushika prostrates to him and asks him, please teach me. Then that goes on extensively. You must read that Mahabharata to know what kind of a person is Dharmavyada. And he finally tells this Kaushika, what you have done is incorrect. Swakarmana tamabhyatya siddhim vindati manavaha. What is your karma, my dear Kaushika? You as a son, you have a duty to your aged parents. Why did you forsake your parents? This is the knowledge that Dharmavyada has got. Without Kaushika giving his antecedents, and Dharmavyada chaids him and sends him home. You go attend to your parents. That is your swakarma. You must do that. Not your tapas and all that. All those things can wait. You must attend to your parents who have been the cause for you, for your birth, and for what you are today. You cannot be ungrateful to them. Go. These kind of stories are in abundance in Mahabharata. Yata pravritti bhutanam ena sarvamidam tatam swakarmana. That's swakarma. This Kaushika's swakarma is what? To take care of his parents and take care of himself. While taking care of his parents, he is welcome to do tapas in the house. He need not have gone to the forest, forsaking the aged parents. He is required to nurse them in their old age, which he has failed. That is where that lady picked him up and Dharmavyada picked him up, who has admonished him and driven some sense into him. He goes back and he lives very happily with his parents, etc., etc. Swakarmana tamabhyatya siddhim vindati manavaha. If you want siddhi, you must do whatever is the ordained karma for you. Whatever you are doing, whatever your pursuit, most of you may be working ladies and gents. What kind of a work you are doing is not the question. Are you doing the work ordained to you? The work which by providence you have chosen. Are you doing it honestly? Are you doing it well to the best of your ability? Are you doing it lovingly? Are you doing it sincerely? Etc. All those things are important. Take the case of a doctor, for instance. And all doctors are required to conform to an oath, that Hippocrates oath. It's a wonderful thing. When my daughter Brahmara was studying medicine, I happened to come across that oath. And it's a very, very noble oath. And every doctor is required to conform to that. Now, the question is, how many doctors of today, no matter in which country, are conforming to that Hippocrates oath? Especially in India these days, I understand that the doctors are after money. Especially with this advent of COVID, people have been madly after money. And Hippocrates has gone to gone to the grave. Hippocrates' oath is buried along with him in the grave. That is how, if the doctors behave, swakarmana tamabhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. What kind of a siddhi you would like to have? If you do not conform to what you are required to do, where is the honesty? Where is the integrity? Where is your conforming to what Kitaya is saying? Why are you taking up to reading the Gita, unnecessarily wasting your time? If you are reading the Gita, you must conform to that. There is no point in the Gita that is mentioned which is kind of questionable to you. You are welcome to reason it out. You need not doubt. That is the Veda Vakya. And Gita is what? Brahma Vidya, Yoga Shastra. That is right from Krishna Bhagavan's face. And that is Veda Vihitam Karma that is mentioned in the Gita entirely. Why can't you do that? Why can't you be honest in your pursuits? That is what is mentioned here. Swakarmana tamabhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. The present day politicians, what are they required to do? They are required to be helpful to the humanity which has elected them. And what are they doing? They are amassing a lot of money illegally, okay, in an adharmic way. God only help them in their future endeavors. Swakarmana tamabhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. What kind of a siddhi they can gain? Yataha pravrittir bhutanam. Do they have any knowledge of where they came from? Kastvam koham kuta ayataha. Do they have time to think properly on these points? And who is God for them? And what did God ordain? And what did God, as he was living, like Krishna, like Rama, how did these gods conduct themselves in their life? Are you not capable of taking a leaf out of their life and living a little bit of that life? Why are you deceiving yourself? Yata pravritti bhutanam ena sarvamidam tatam swakarmana tamabhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. That siddhi is not possible otherwise. You will have to conform to that, because that is Veda Niyata Karma. It is ordained through the Vedas and it is ordained through Kitaya. You must conform to that. What about Sri Rama in the Ramayana? Why did he go to the forest? His father did not ask him to go to the forest. Only thing is, Kaikeyi, his mother, said, your father is afraid of telling you to go to the forest for 14 years. Then you know what Bhagavan Rama said? Now that you have told me, that is an order from my father. I shall conform to that. That is the duty of a son. The duty of a son is Pitruvakya Paripalana. And without wincing at all, because the earlier evening only, the same day's earlier evening, Dasharatha called Rama to the royal assemblage, where all his ministers and prominent citizens have been there. And Rama was told, hey Rama, you will be crowned the Yuvaraja tomorrow. And I would like to unburden myself from the duties of governing the kingdom. I will hand it over to you. You go, and together with Sita, you will have to do some pious time in the evening and at night. You get ready for the anointment tomorrow morning. Rama goes, and some 2-3 hours later, he was beckoned. to Kaikeyi's apartments. Rama goes, and this is what Kaikeyi says. And in what condition he has seen his father then? He was kind of spread-eagled on the floor. And Kaikeyi is utterly, unbelievably looking ugly. Such a beautiful lady. She has removed all her ornaments, and she has removed all her, nice, good things on the head and things like that. She was having her hair, which is unkept. That kind of a thing. Rama was aghast. My God, what is happening? Then he asks Kaikeyi, why is my father on the floor like that? Then she says this. Then Rama says, you have said this, that is good enough for me. I shall abide by my father's word. And he goes away. He goes away. This is nothing for Rama. Rama is capable of doing that. Now, how about Sita? Sita was maybe just about 5 to 10 years old as the married woman, as the queen of the potential queen of Ayodhya. And she was the wife of Rama. And earlier, 2-3 hours earlier, Rama told Sita, get prepared for my coronation tomorrow. And she gladly accepted. And when he came back and mentioned that he is going to the forest, you know what Sita said? Any other woman would have got annoyed with Kaikeyi and Dasharatha. And that will not be without reason. You know what Sita Mata said? Okay, you are not going alone. I am accompanying you. Then Rama keeps on saying, hey, I'm going to the forest. It is wrought with a lot of trouble, lot of havoc. There will be Rakshasas, there will be cruel animals, and there will be vicious serpents, etc. You can't withstand all that. You have been a princess and you have been my queen till now. Now you be here in Ayodhya, have the comforts of the palace. I will come back in 14 years' time. What is 14 years in a lifetime? Then she says, did you recollect what my father said at the time of our wedding? He said, that Sanskrit I am beginning to recollect. Ayam Sita Mama Sutta Chayevan something. She will be like your shadow, Rama. She is my daughter. She will be in your life like your shadow. Did not my father say that? And you accepted that? And you took my hand, Panigrahanam you have done, and I am your shadow, I am coming. That is all Mother Sita said. She did not utter anything to blame Dasharatha or Kaikeyi at all. And she did not even blame Rama. Why did you not protest? What is this in 2 hours' time? How can your father change his attitude? None of this. Such a great lady, Sita Mata was. Why? Swakarmana tamabhyacha siddhim vindati manavaha. She knew this. She was brought up in the Vedic tradition by Janaka, and she knew all these things. She accepted that totally, very honestly, very lovingly. She went along with Rama. Then how is it that people in this world don't conform to that kind of a behavior of these great deities whom we worship? They have lived a wonderful life. They have lived an exemplary life. That kind of a life even Kitaya lived, even perhaps more so. We will look into that tomorrow. Okay? Swakarmana tamabhyarcha Siddhim vindati manavaha. That is what is required. This is for the loka sangrahardam, this is required. For your self-development, it is required. And for the dharma nishtha, it is required. From all counts, this is irrevocably to be done. This shall not be forsaken. Swakarmana tamabhyatya siddhim vindati manavaha. Okay? Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om, everybody.
Hari Om, Nana.
Hari Om, Dhanyavad Nana.
Hari Om.
Nana, there is one question which I will ask tomorrow. Should I put the question now for tomorrow?
Oh, tomorrow. Tomorrow?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Nana, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.